We'll just keep talking.
We'll
to
just
each
keep
other.
talking. It'll be good, right? Well, let's start off. My name is Cecilia. I'm the 210 Chismosa, and I'm coming to you live from Nada Que Ver podcast here at La Conecta. And I don't even know the address here. You know, every time I come, I have to GPS it.
Wow, me too.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't half the time. No, Shana,
It's a little tricky.
yeah, like I don't even know what's going on.
Aquí está la address. You ready? At 5607 Kenwick Street,
In San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas.
So today on the podcast, we got a local comedian, Chona E, aka Joanne Estrada, ¿verdad?
That's right.
Yes. So, wife, mother, comedian. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself. And I don't even know what order you go in that. Like, wife, mother, comedian first. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's a good one. Mom first.
Mom first.
Mom first. My kids, and a lot of people will tell you that I've met in this industry that I will do anything for my kids first before I do the comedy. So, and it may seem like, wow, she's doing a lot of comedy, but I really pick my battles there. And then wife, and then Chona.
Chona, tell us a little bit about yourself. So what do you want? Chona, Joanne,
Whatever.
Okay, tell us a little bit about
Chona.
where did the name come from? Like Chona E. Like where did you get that?
Yeah, Chona E actually just rhymed with the lyric from the very first parody I did. I Like 'Em My Fat, which was a Cardi B song. So she says Cardi B in the music video, and I needed something to rhyme with that. And so my nickname growing up was Chona, and my last married name is
Chona.
Estrada. So
What
it
does
said
that
Chona
mean?
E.
Chona.
Chona, I'm not sure, but the name Chona nickname came from my dad said there was this lady in Mexico who had a paleta cart, but she would sell alcohol. And her name was Chona Maro La Vinatera. And he said that she just had this persona about her, just full of life, and would make everybody laugh. And she mostly sold alcohol to men, and she just always had them rolling. So my dad always said, your spirit reminds me of La Chona.
La Chona, there was just something that remind you. And Chona, how do you balance it out, like the life, like your family, your kids? How do you balance it? I'm just a mom and a podcaster, and sometimes there's days that I'm like, nah, hombre, you know, like I just want to, yeah, like I just want to stay home. Like I thought, like I believe I hit my Senora vibe. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you hit your Senora?
I am entering my Senora era. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you're into Senora.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just turned 40, and I'm feeling the effects
of the Senora
and I'm living hard and fast, honestly, because when I first started doing this, it was just a parody that went viral, and then it turned into, people wanting to invite you places. And then, I mean, performing has always been a passion of mine. I've been wanting to perform since probably the day I was born, but professionally we have been wanting to perform since high school.
Okay.
So the fact that it's gotten to where it's gotten, I'm like, I'm going to continue riding this wave as long as I can, because it brings me pure joy. Like I absolutely enjoy it. However, my personal life is very busy. I still work full time.
Okay.
I'm working from home. I'm still in the insurance business. I'm juggling the comedy. I'm doing the mom stuff. My daughter's in club volleyball, and how do I do it? I don't know. I think for me, I'm spacing out my gigs and being very particular about the moves that I'm making, because they have to make sense for me, and they need to be able to catapult me forward some.
It has to be worth it.
Thank you. It's got to be worth my time. If you're going to take me away from my kids, and obviously this is what I want to do, but if I'm going to get away from my kids, it's gotta be worth it for me. So everything I do has a purpose.
Everything you got going on and stuff. It's just hard to think, like, to be like mom alone is a hard job. Like, mom, and then work, and then wife, you got a lot of people that are depending on you, just sitting, like,
Yeah.
Do you think, like, when you do your comedy thing, is that like your
it's my me time.
Exactly.
It's my me time.
Your selfish time. Like,
it totally is.
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to do me. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And you enjoy it. Like,
totally. And it actually turns out being that I felt more fulfilled just seeing so many people having a good time than it was for myself. Like, that made me feel good. And I'm like, okay, well, that feels good. It made me feel good that I made people feel good.
You like to make people feel happy. That's
yes.
Mira.
That feels so good. And that's why I say I enjoy doing it, because it brings me joy.
So this whole Chona E, when you is it like a character? Is it like based off a tia, or is it like your alter ego? Like when you're like, I'm Chona E, like you better watch out.
Yeah, it's an alter ego. It definitely is, because if you seeing me in person and talking to me right now is not who you see on stage. Yeah. We're two completely different people. The voice gets deeper. I become more pachucona. I like
do yourself the pep talk, like, hey, watch out. Like,
no, it just once I get the mic, that's it. That's it.
You
It
just
turns,
feel it.
yeah, it just turns into a completely different person. And I get I get a lot of anxiety right before I go on stage.
Okay.
Right now I'm okay, but I get a huge amount of anxiety right before I go on stage, and I start shaking. But it's really the adrenaline, and I'll pray and I'll do my usual ritual, and then
I'll
as
say,
soon as I get the mic, it's all gone.
so you have like a routine. I was just
Yeah,
gonna
I
say you
do.
have a routine, like you come up and you do something like that.
Hmm.
I just and how does your husband feel? What does he think? Like your kids, what do they say? Like,
Well, my daughter's in middle school. She's in eighth grade. And so a lot of the kids know who her mom is
mhm.
because her parents watch me at home, or their
Oh,
parents are watching me at home.
do they ever try
So,
to meet you, like the parents? Like,
yeah, I mean, well, not like to a crazy extent because we go to the games and stuff, and
mhm.
people have been very nice and respectful. And some people are still even nice and respectful and have said, look, I know you're here with your kids, but can I get a picture? Stuff like that. And it doesn't bother me. I'm not an A-list celebrity. You know what I mean? It happens few and far in between. Let's get real. So, but yeah, and so my daughter thinks I'm lame. She doesn't think I'm cool.
She don't think you're funny.
Nah, she don't give a shit about me. No, she does, but she don't give a shit about Chona. Like I'm just like, baby, I'm going. She's like, oh, booked and busy. Like whatever. When I was telling her about my day to day, she's like, oh, okay, mom. So I said some word the other day. Oh, I said NGL. You know what NGL means? Means not gonna lie.
Oh, I
Like
thought I
you
meant
say,
nalga.
nalga. Well, pues también si quieres, hija. I said something to her. I go, oh yeah, that I bet you that thunderstorm blew that sign away. NGL. She goes, don't you ever, mom? That's whack. What you just said. I was like, what?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I said, I bet you if you ask your friends, they'll think I'm. She's like, oh, my friends think you're cool. I'm like, you see, get on the bandwagon, man. I am
Like
cool.
just hype me up, right?
Yeah,
Like
fuck,
dang,
give it
yeah.
to
So
me.
you
Get
have
it.
two kids, right?
Yes.
Two kids, your husband.
Yeah.
You got a lot going on. Growing up, is this where you saw yourself at?
I saw myself performing somehow. I didn't see stand up.
Hmm.
I never saw stand up. I saw acting.
What school did you go to, Joe?
Southwest High School, and then afterwards, I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York
Ah, cabrón,
and in
watch
LA.
out.
Yeah,
Mira.
yeah, that was fun. That was
Mhm.
fun, but then nothing happened
What do you think? Like, what was the changing point? Like at that point, like you did.
that I didn't pursue, or
Yeah.
afterwards, it became real that this is so far from reach. I was in LA trying to make it as a serious actress, but my dad had and I'm not trying to. People can take it however they want, but I never had to work a day in my life when I was done with school. So because I didn't do what he wanted me to do, which he wanted me to go to law school after high school, and I chose to go to acting school, he said, "Well, you're cut off after that. Like I'm not going to support you after school."
Ah.
And I didn't really think it would happen. And so when I graduated and I moved back to LA after we came home, celebrated, went back to LA, my cell phone bill was shut off. Or my phone was shut off. And so I called my dad. I was like, Dad, you didn't pay my phone. He goes, no, you didn't pay your phone.
Oh shit! So it was
So
real.
yeah. And I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment in West Hollywood with 5 people just so we can pay our rent, which was $800 a piece.
Dang it! But and how long ago was this?
This was 2004.
Oh my gosh!
And because we were living in a really nice area in West Hollywood, like that's prime real estate. So we were like, we can do it. And I'm thinking, my dad's gonna pay for it, like whatever.
Girl, when you were out there in Hollywood, what's one of the things that like one of the biggest letdowns? Like you walked in somewhere and then you were like, God damn, this is real. Like these people are having like, you know,
Probably the biggest eye opener to me was I remember sitting at IHOP one time, and when I looked around, I happened to see at least another 10 meetings going on at the same time that I was there, and they were exchanging headshots. And it made me realize, bitch, you're not the only one out here trying to make it. This is the city of angels, the land of dreams for this type of
it made you
thing.
feel like, oh
It
shit.
made me feel like, dude, you're literally just a speck of nothing compared to, you don't even have a headshot.
It was a whole different game.
Yeah. So when I was there, all I did was work.
And back home when you came back to San Antonio, so how big is your family? Do you have like a big Hispanic family que tienes como 20 primos and like
Yeah, no, we got
75
we got a
cousins
bit.
and
Yeah,
everything?
we have a big family. I mean, we're not always hanging out.
Mhm.
It's usually just me and my siblings, but my husband's side, they're big.
So how many siblings do you have?
I have 3 sisters and 3 brothers.
Oh, there's a lot. The Brady Bunch.
Yeah, there's
Watch
a lot
out.
of us. There's 4 kids from my mom, and then my dad had I have half siblings,
Mhm.
3 over there, so total My dad had 7 kids. Yeah.
Do you like it's fiesta season right now? So do you
Right.
remember going to fiesta with all your siblings?
That's a great question because we never were allowed to do fiesta. My dad's a
What?
pastor. Yeah. So
Oh.
he didn't, I know. And it's funny, my profession, right? And y como hablo bien bonita. Este, but, yeah, he didn't like fiesta. He didn't, appreciate that it was just a big thing for people to get drunk. And that was never anywhere he would take us.
So now does he go to your shows?
Dad has not stepped foot in a show, and I have not invited him to one.
He's never asked or nothing.
He's just proud from afar.
Ah,
Yeah,
got it.
he's just proud from afar. Because I'm honest with him, and I'm like, Dad, I can only imagine, Chonita. I can only imagine, because he knows me, and he's very proud, and he's very happy that the money he spent on the school I went to is actually coming to good use now.
So
you know?
he did end up helping you after a while.
No, once he paid for the school in
Okay.
full, so that was the agreement. I'll pay for you to go, but once you're done, you're
That's
done.
it. You're on your own.
So I immediately had to find a job, and I worked as a Starbucks barista for 3 years
Oh, wow.
while I was out
Do
there.
you still remember the drinks?
Yeah, probably not how to make them and stuff, but I remember all the drinks. That was
So-
actually the funnest job I've ever had.
Talking about that, because I know you said you were in your Senora era, like me too, because
Yeah.
we drink coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do some Senora stuff. Okay,
Yes.
hold on. A ver, hold on.
You got your Vicks in your purse? Oh, panty liners. A ver.
We're gonna sew. Yeah, this Senora stuff, you know, like if like
You have a sewing kit in your purse?
yeah, because we're gonna sew like that's some Senora stuff. Like I even brought a little camisita. Like we're gonna try to fix it because
I could do it.
Okay, pues
I
a ver,
sew.
you
I
I don't I mean
I do it hand thing.
a hand
a ver,
stitch. A
Where's
ver.
it? Dame un scissor para darle un hole and I'll do you have
And we'll
scissors in
repair
here?
it. No, a lo mejor, you know, these little baby kits. This is probably like the biggest. This is like the biggest sewing kit I have in my house because I don't really like. I don't sew like that. Like, mira, pero aquí está.
Oh, there's a
But
little.
we're gonna do it together. Like we're gonna
Okay.
figure it out. So,
I love this.
we're gonna do some.
Cecilia, I'm impressed with you.
I
right
know. You know, I
now.
told you I was changing. I was turning a new leaf. You know, things get. I think it was the eclipse.
Me dio un buen ojo.
Things change.
Te limpió, hija. Te limpió el eclipse
Yeah.
de la mala vida.
Me dijo ya, cálmate la
Ya,
verga.
cálmate, hija.
Pórtate bien, por fin. Hey, that was my favorite. My grandpa, he would always tell me that. Por fin, pórtate bien. And I was like,
Por
what does that
fin.
mean? Like for finally, like
Finally, yeah, finally.
finally, like act right. I was
Act
like,
right.
I don't think I could do it. Like even if I tried.
Now here's viewers at home. Here's where things are about to get real fucked up.
yeah,
Because now you got to put the little shit in the hole.
but I learned a trick.
Stop.
Yeah, so like if you like rub it in like that, se mete. Yeah.
She's turning a new leaf, but you can't take the woman. What's the saying? You can take the pedo out of the girl, but you can't take the girl out of the pedo.
Ahí está el pedo, right? You can't
Déjala,
change it. Let it
Déjala,
work.
déjala.
No,
déjala.
no. So growing up, like, so you went to Southwest, right?
Yeah, I went to Southwest High School.
Did you go to so you couldn't? Did you even go to football games? The
Yeah,
football
yeah.
game?
So I make it seem like we were all so make it seem like we were all so like sheltered. Nah, dude, I did my fair of partying in high school. Thank you, Daddy.
Oh, like
I
would
did
you
my fair
escape?
of
and
partying.
stuff?
in
Would you
high school.
escape? Like you would get out? Like not escape? Was
Yeah,
it?
I would sneak out.
You would sneak
I'm
out.
not gonna lie.
Hijo,
Why
Dad,
should
if
I
you're
lie?
watching, sorry.
No, my dad don't watch it. Ni tiene el internet. Ni lo mande Dios. Yeah, no, I would, and then you know, we did the thing like we're gonna stay at my friend's house, but we weren't. I was at my boyfriend Billy's, my husband.
Yeah. So you've been with him for a long time.
Yeah, we met when I was 17. Nobody liked me. Like the boys didn't like me. I wasn't like a cute girl. Now that you're an adult, I guess like people's view of beauty changes when men are adult. Because I'll tell you what, the motherfuckers that didn't like me in high school, they like me now. That's what I'm saying.
Right? That's what I always tell them too. I was like, creían que iba a ser marimacha, ver cabrones. Now look at me now.
Now look at me now.
Right?
Yeah. So no, I didn't have very many suitors.
It's okay. Like when you're trying to do something, like you're focusing, you get quiet, right? Because you're like,
No, or I make senora faces. I'm going
yeah,
like this.
Me
Look.
too. Like we're like really like, because nobody no se quiere meter.
That's my trick. Le pongo un poquito de saliva.
Yes, me too. Mira, ahorita se meten chingas. Oh my
Se
god.
meten chingas. When then I gotta find the perfect lighting for the freaking needle,
I don't know what's going on. No se quiere meter. I don't know what's going on.
and your trick's not working.
Yeah, it's not working. I
There
didn't
it
even
is.
try it. Oh yeah,
There it is.
Yeah, mira.
There it is at the same
Well,
time.
you have uñas, so it's probably harder.
got it.
Yes.
Man,
And
I'm
then,
proud of myself.
do you know how to like? How do you tie? Oh, mira, me quitaron la mic.
No, yeah, he's tired of you.
Yeah.
He's done with you already. He's all, let me get in the fucking frame. Let me fix her shit. It's okay, hijo, no te agüites.
It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. Okay, we'll edit it out. We'll edit it out. Y lo de repente.
They'll just paste my face in front of this thing. How do you tie the top? Like, what do you
This
do?
is what I do. I le echo más saliva
Uh-huh.
so it sticks
Your fingers?
together. I do it like this, like like the olden days when you would roll a joint. And then
Hey,
from the
I was
bottom,
gonna do that. I was gonna be like, if you wanted to roll a joint, but I said, I don't know. I'd rather do the Senora thing.
we should try that too. You
next
got
time,
some?
next time,
Next
next time,
time.
next time.
Go get some tobacco and some rollies. We'll see if I still got it. Yeah, and then I do a little circle like so. All right, and then I just push it in. I do double knots.
Like that, right? Mira, that's, I just
Yeah.
usually go like that. Like I'm gonna like a little circle like that. But okay,
Wait,
so
who taught you how to sew?
My-
Sola.
no, my grandma, like my grandma actually worked for
Oh.
Levi's, and she would like. I thought like
Did
I
not
would.
work for Levi.
Yeah, and I thought they probably knew each other because my grandma, I'm not gonna say much, but
She was-
one of my
she was in
one of my
there.
uncles look a little different than all of us.
Ah, cabrón.
But like I'm saying, I forgot se me fue. You see, like I was too focused.
That
on
happens
rolling
to me too. That's
because
some
we're in the
senora shit.
Senora, yeah.
Dude, earlier I was cooking dinner
Mhm.
and I forgot what I was going to make
What?
because I had to wash the dishes first. Because my viejo, when he likes to help me cook dinner, he's not a cleaner upper after
Oh, you
himself.
I don't like that.
I don't fucking like that. I don't like that. But you got to let him have it because I'm like, fuck, at least he cooked because I was busy yesterday. So
Yeah.
like, fuck, he cooked. I guess I'll have to clean. So I already had everything out and I'm washing the dishes and I put the pan on the stove and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm cooking. I already forgot. But it was something easy, spaghetti, because I knew I would be busy.
Yeah, something fast.
Do you throw shit? Do you throw it down in the kitchen?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I don't let nobody in the kitchen. Like you can ask anybody. Like I'm a really good cook. Like that's one thing. But I don't like no one in the kitchen or no one to stir my pots. Like I feel like that's like a curse. Like or the food will come different.
You're
I was
very
like,
superstitious.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'm always
Okay.
scared of everything.
My
también,
husband
like,
is too.
yeah, like put the cross when the cat crosses the street. I put
Do
the
you-
cross on the window. I had
Yes.
all my kids.
Do you
wearing,
turn around if you forgot something?
No, but I don't step on a crack because I don't want to break my mama's back.
Ah, cabrón. Wow, she's one of those. She's even a nursery rhyme. Fucking superstitious girl. Okay.
Hijo.
Bueno, I can't do the second knot. Tengo nervios. Todos me están mirando, ya no puedo. Okay, so here's my hole.
Okay.
We're going to repair the hole, right?
Yeah. So you can do stitches like that. Like I could probably just hem something up. But
Him.
yeah, like like when the pants are too long, like you hem them up.
Oh, see, I can't do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably the only thing I can do. Like
That's
I couldn't-
impressive.
Yeah, well,
That's
'cause my
pretty
grandma
good.
worked for Levi's. That's
Well, yeah, no shit. And you're like, and jeans at that. Wow.
Yeah. So I had to learn the hard way.
Well,
and
I
like,
never
hey,
had that issue. My pants always fit the right length. I'm 5'8", so
oh,
you know
wow.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You're all.
Did you play any sports? Never.
I mean, I tried. Pobre possum. Then you're gonna be right there.
picaron el
I
culo.
tried. Well, I was a little lazy fat girl. All I did was like lay down and eat. So my dad got tired of that,
Mhm.
and he told my brother to put me in a sport. So he put me in softball.
Oh,
So
shit.
I was in softball. I think it was like fucking 8th grade going to 9th grade.
Okay.
And
Did you play like CYO softball?
yeah, it was like a rec.
Okay.
A little rec.
Because I
Actually,
played softball.
you know those the projects right there in Hutchins?
Mhm.
There's a little baseball field in there.
Yeah.
That's where I played for a season. So and then they put me in right field like fucking Marla Hooch because I didn't know how to play and I didn't know how to run to the ball.
Hey, now I know why you wore that for Halloween.
You see what I'm saying? It runs deep. The fucking what do you call it? The PTSD. Y luego, my brother's watching me and they're like, we need another player who wants to play. So then he comes. He's one of those kids that was good at everything. He became the star player and they made me the fucking catcher.
And that's even worse, right? 'Cause
It's
it was
worse.
fucking
It's like
hot and sweaty.
with the mask. And then even at that age, I couldn't fucking be squatting on my knees. Just the gordura no me ayudaba. So that was the last time.
Yeah.
My dad actually gave me a compliment and goes, yeah, I have to tell you, I didn't think you could run that fast.
Mira.
I was like, don't worry about it.
So
And at that time, what was his name? King Griffin Jr.? Kenny Griffin Jr., right? He was like a big baseball player at that time.
oh yeah, yeah.
So my brother bought me the Kenny Griffin Jr.
The bat.
baseball bag and the cleats and
Mira.
the gloves y tolale. ¿Pa qué?
It didn't work.
Me pusieron el dugout.
Bench warmer.
Bench warmer.
Hijo.
Fuck it.
So, Chana, when you're doing the comedy, like, where do you get inspired from? What does the inspiration come from?
For my jokes, it's really like shit like this. Like it's stuff that happens to me at home. It's I have a new bit that I'm working on. I'm trying to build a whole new hour of material that is about the Senora era.
Uh-huh.
I probably have like a solid 20 minutes now of new material. Just about things that I'm doing differently because I've always felt like I was a pretty cool chick, you know?
Mhm.
And now that I'm getting older, like I'm seeing that I'm not as cool as I thought I was
Do
because
you
I'm getting older.
do you think talking about getting older, like our generation was a whole different breed, I think. Like thinking of our kids,
Yeah.
what do you think is different from our kids? What separates us from our kids' generation? I mean, my youngest is what? A ver, ¿qué tiene? 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
My youngest is 19. And even them, like even her, like hers, like she's a 19-year-old.
You feel like hers is different than your youngest?
No, like I feel
Okay.
she her like it's just different. Like the whole generational is different. Like um
Well, the obvious, Cecilia, is that they have internet now and social media. We didn't have any of that
like they spend
shit.
a lot of time on the phone, you know,
Fuck
like
yeah, dude. And they're not outside and we don't trust. Like, I don't like to let my kids outside. To the front yard? Absolutely not. You
yeah.
are not going to the front yard by yourself
No, hombre, we were out there all day and all night
all day on.
tomando de la manguera y todo el pedo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dude. And I lived with my mom till I was the age of 9. Then my dad got custody of us. And that's when we moved to San Antonio. So I lived in Del Rio from, let me see, 4 to 9,
Mhm.
about 5 years. Dude, we would get up in the summers. There's a Rio down
Oh
there.
yeah, si van al río.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All fucking day
Yeah.
by ourselves. I was 6, dude, with my brother.
Oh my god.
By ourselves all day, jumping off the bridge into the river.
Did
And
you see
then
people cross?
not that it wasn't the Rio Grande. It was that's pretty cool though. It wasn't the Rio Grande. It's a little Frio river,
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
it goes through the city. But yeah, and then there was like this one little whirlpool that would suck people in, and the game was don't drown. So we would jump in there,
Oh
and we would
shit.
have a big old stick just to help us out if we were
Like
struggling.
did anybody get hurt?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. The EMS would go.
Hey, but it was fun. That's what I mean. Like the generation is soft. Like back then, I remember
Yeah.
like my mom would work. Like my mom was a single mom. You know, my mom would work. My tias would drop in on us, and it would come and go. And then
Yeah.
like there was no worry. Like no Uber Eats, no mandale una pizza, nothing. Like eat what the
No,
fuck's there. que
eat
te vaya
what's
bien.
there. Uh-huh.
And my kids are not like that. Like my kids would be like, you didn't make nothing to eat. Like you're gonna let us starve. Like hey, eat a fucking sandwich. Like that's what I mean.
Abuse?
Like yeah, it's
Oh, totally. I don't think shit, and that's because I mean, me duele to have to tell my daughter to wash her own clothes, but she's washing her own clothes now. So I'm
things
like,
are changing.
you have to, we have to let them be a little independent. You
Yeah,
know,
things have to change.
they have to. But yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a great question. It's very different. First and foremost, because of the internet. Second is because I don't trust people.
And do you think like the comedy world, do you think that's kind of like changed as well? Like cuz how long have you been doing comedy?
I started doing stand up in November of 2019.
During COVID?
Yeah, that was my first gig, my
Right.
very first gig, and then the world shut off,
Mhm.
and so I didn't actually do my very first 5 minutes, and that's because I used to sing. Remember, I used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sing my songs. I don't anymore. Um, and I guess it just depends on the venue I'm going to and how long it's been since people have seen me. Because a lot of the times now, people have been telling me like, "Oh, I miss you performing your songs." I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm done.
Ay, mira, that
A
was
ver.
fast. I only hemmed a little bit. Mira, I couldn't do it. Like I'm telling you, like this is probably the thing. Like I could hem it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
hombre.
nice. Todo trasquilada,
Yeah,
tú y
pero
yo,
como
but
quiera, fuck it. It worked.
it's
We
okay.
did
A ver.
we did the job, right? That's all that matters.
Ten, mijo, your shirt's fixed. Todo trasquilado. Vete para la escuela.
Hey, it's a tube top now. Cálmate. Ponle una mancha.
Here's some Kool-Aid. Le voy a poner un heart.
yes, yes. But
What a cute
back
idea.
back to the comedy thing. When you were being like when you're on stage and you're doing the comedy thing, do you feel sometimes like the hecklers? Like I didn't even know what that word meant.
Yeah.
So do you feel like sometimes like you see that's why another thing when you asked me about being a comedian, I would probably be like, pues qué onda, way? Like what's your problem? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to stop yourself. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to offend anybody tampoco. Like I guess.
Well, I had one. I had a heckler in LA of all places.
Oh shit.
And he wasn't heckling to be an asshole. He was just one of those people that was so into the show that when I'm saying the story, he's like, and then what? Or he would try to finish the joke. Or like I said, yeah, I never said no to drugs. And he's like, yeah, you probably do cocaine. Like he just kept throwing ad libs and stuff.
Yeah.
So I entertained him a couple times. And then the very last time, I just basically said, and I'm trying to see if I should put all the little footages together so that way I can throw it out there and be like, this is how you handle a heckler. I just basically said, otra vez, way, chingao. That was basically it. And then at the at the very end of everything, he was very nice.
I would have been like, hey, sign up and you get your 5 minutes.
I
too,
did. I
cabrón."
actually said, Yahweh. And then I looked at the guy. I said, give him fucking 5 minutes so he can shut the fuck up. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
is it hard to be like? Do you think the comedian world? Because it's like when you start, it's free, right? Like you just do it.
Yeah, you're not getting paid. Yeah.
You get up there and you do it. You know, you're trying to make it.
Even now, sometimes I don't get paid. I didn't get paid at all while I was in LA.
Oh shit.
And I have no problem saying that to everybody because I want to be completely transparent. I'm still investing in my career here.
Mhm.
So going over there was really just it was a networking thing for me. I didn't have any sponsors. I paid for everything out of the money that I've made myself as Chona. I've probably only had 2 sponsors in my entire career. One of them is La Conecta, which, I mean, he made me a banner and freaking, I didn't even ask, dude. He just offered. So that is rewarding in itself because it's like, okay, I'm doing something here where people want to invest in me. And I think that's fantastic. I'm forever indebted. And then Gilbert's Mexican restaurant on fucking Marbach.
Oh yeah, Gilbert's. They have really good
Yes.
enchiladas. My husband loves them.
The Javi's plate.
Yes.
But yeah, so but yes, you start off, you don't get paid. And even now I've been doing this for 3 years. I still have to pay my dues.
Yeah, you have shows coming up, right? What shows? You got
Yes,
coming
I
up?
have. Well, I have one tonight. I don't, this is live, but
Yeah.
it'll probably air later. But I have one tonight at Paramore. And I have 2 other big ones. One in San Antonio at the Shrine Auditorium is probably going to be the biggest gig I've ever done. And it's on May 11th. And I'm performing co-headlining that gig with Just Nesh. She is an amazing comedian. She just filmed her special. I'm incredibly honored that they put me on the bill with her. So I'm really excited to meet her, perform with her. And it's also just a little plug to throw in there. It's amazing when you get to see that women are leading in that
Yeah.
that spectrum, that we're co-headlining gigs like that because it's our turn. Okay. Um, and then after that, I have a show in Corpitos at the
Oh.
Mesquite Street South pizza place. Yeah,
And
which is huge. That place is huge, and his state. I mean, it looks like a freaking concert in there. It's
so
so
is it
dope.
sold out yet? Do they
That
know?
one is not sold out yet. Corpus is a hard audience because they don't do pre-sale.
Okay.
So I don't know what to expect until I'm there.
It's a night of like you show up.
They
and feeling it.
they just show up. So I remember last year I had asked him for a head count and he's like, "Yeah, you're right about 50." I was like, 50 people? Like I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we were done, it was about 250. So it was a nice little
What are
turnout.
some of the things you struggle with in the comedy game? Like,
Um,
are there a lot of haters? Like a lot of like not haters, but like you could feel like they're holding you down. Not holding you down, but like in a sense, competition.
I don't like to look at myself, and I don't like to look at myself that seriously. And how do I word it? I am working with blinders on. I don't give a shit what's going on with this comedian, what this fucking comedian's doing. I'm happy for everybody.
Yeah.
But it does happen to me. I mean, people are wondering why I'm getting a certain place or why I'm doing certain things and they're not. Somebody had shared with me, or I had happened to see it on Instagram. Marlon Wayans said, we shouldn't be worried about what other people are doing. Just be focused on your journey and just know that if you were given the opportunities because it was meant for you. And I'm like, yes, dude, that's how I am. I want to see everybody succeed. I don't care if people don't like me, and sometimes you know how it is in this industry. They want to tell you, hey, so-and-so says it. I don't give a shit. I really don't care because I'm going to continue to do what I'm going to do. I'm a very nice person. And I feel like the opportunities that I have been blessed with is because I'm getting back what I'm putting out. You know,
Energy.
that's it. That's how I feel. And as far as hate, I've received, some hate. It's It does it. It comes with the game, right? It comes with the game.
What is the hate about? Like, because I'm the chismosas for one.
Yeah.
So I
You
read,
want a good cheese, good one? I'll give you a good one. There's a lady that was trying to fuck with me for years.
Okay. Oh,
and
shit.
I have a whole album of all the different accounts that she's created. We found out who she is, and she watches me. I know she does because she fucking stopped. And because I looked at the camera, I don't know what podcast I was. I was like, I fucking know who you are. Quit your shit. I know what you're doing. Because if you do it again, I'm gonna call you out.
I have a hater too like that. They call
Yeah.
La Conecta.
Ah, cabrón.
Yeah, they said I was a bully. I was like, a la madre, like.
Ah, cabrón. Well, and you know, I'm gonna let in full transparency. Chona and La Chismosa, is this a good look? Is this not? Like, what could this look like? Honestly, Cecilia, I know what you were about before, and me asustaba. Not gonna lie, because I was like, fuck, man, this girl goes hardcore. I hope I never fucking run into her ass, because I don't wanna get on that shit list of hers. And not porque te tiene miedo, no te tengo miedo. Just like I would hate to see what that would look like, because my personality is I'm nice, pero no te pasas, right?
Yeah,
that's me. But when you called me, or when we talked about this, I was like, don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid to, because I was like, fuck, is she gonna me va a sacar la garra o qué va a pasar? I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. And I even told my husband on the way over here, I was like, fuck, dude, is this a setup? What if it's a setup?
Yeah, bring up all kinds of stuff. Nah.
Yeah, what if she's gonna fucking, do all this shit, whatever. So anyway, I was like,
hey, La Conecta would have been the perfect place.
Like, and like, dude, spiral. Are you a spiraler? I'm a spiraler.
Yeah.
I spiral, bro. So I was like, man, and maybe that's why La fucking Conecta called me over there. She's trying to
start overthinking and start like,
bro.
fuck this.
I was ready, but
hey, let me put my chanclas on because I'm wearing heels. A la madre.
But from the moment I sat down, I know that was God putting me at ease, because you're like, hey, Chona, man, I'm doing this thing, and I'm so happy for you, my friend. I really am, because I think that you have something. I think that you're very talented in what you do. And I think that wherever you went and whatever advice they gave you and however your outlook is,
I was the fucking eclipse. I'm telling
happy for you.
Me.
I'm happy for you, my guy, because I was like, heart to heart, friend to friend.
Yeah.
I'll call you my friend. I didn't know how much further that was going to take you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course. And I think that's a thing with a lot of people, and even like se te acaba el pedo. You know what I mean? Like and I think that's another thing too. From the beginning is that I've balanced it out.
Good for you.
I've never, nunca me pasaba madre. I would say some shit, but I would never like take it to the like. Okay, maybe not. And I was just saying.
Well, Mom, there was one time, but we'll leave it out. We'll leave it out. We won't talk about it.
No, but it's true. Like, it's just a lot of things. Now, I just want to know. Like, this is another way to be chismosa. I want to know. Like, tell me. You tell me.
Yeah.
You tell me. Like, how's it? Like, that's what I was asking. Like, your family life. How's your like?
Yeah,
how's your
totally,
husband
dude.
like it?
Well, as far as the haters, like I said, I only had that one woman. And other than that, she hasn't fucked with me anymore,
That's
which
like
is
crazy. Like a stalker. Like, can you?
Bro, it was so.
But did you know her?
I never met her personally, but I knew her from a group of people.
Oh shit!
And so
wait, because I remember there was one time
I called you about something.
Yeah, no, we were at we're taking pictures with the attorney, the chancla dude.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Well, I heard it was you," and I was like, "Nah, it ain't me. I would have told you. Like, I would have been the one to say something."
Oh yeah. When this was going on,
yes,
probably.
And you were like, "I heard it was you," and I was like, "Nah." Like, yeah,
you're like I would have put it on my podcast.
Yeah, I would have talked about it openly.
I know. Yeah, you would have.
But
no, and I honestly, at the end of the day, I don't like to say this about myself, because I don't feel that way about myself. If it was jealousy or not, I hate that. I hate saying that people feel that way about me. But this is the only time I could say that maybe
she was jealous. Yeah,
but
you gotta protect your energy too. You gotta
totally. And then the thing is, I never talked to the lady. I remember one time we were at an event, and I told Samantha, and I said, "Remember the chick I was telling you about that keeps trying to fuck with me? She's here." She goes, "But Chona, you can't start accusing people when you don't know." And I'm like, "No, fair enough." I said, "But I have a really strong feeling that it's this lady." Feeling. And I said, "Tomorrow, I'm going to fucking get harassed by her. Watch." Because what she would do is she would go on posts of mine, and she would write these stories about me. It was the same story, but just written differently every time. Do you know that during Fiesta, she took officers away from fighting real crime because she was being a fucking payasa, because she's the vieja of San Antonio. She's a clown. Same thing, but always worded differently, right?
When y'all were doing skits and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
So, And she's like, well, we'll see. We'll see. That'll really tell you if it's her, right? And I was like, okay. Sure enough, the next day, she had just seen me at that event, hadn't heard from her in months, all of a sudden. So then I had got on a podcast shortly after, and I was like, I know you're watching. I know who you are, because we did a reverse search on everything.
Mhm.
And the email was her first name, dot last name, and then at
The fucking
gmail.com.
stalkers now are real.
Pendejos.
Like, se puede hallar todo. Like, if you know, you can find
My
everything.
niece, she's real good. She's one of those cops.
Oh, yeah.
She's a cop, but she's not a real chota. She just one
She
of
knows
those
what
like
she's doing. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I've had enough. Look up all the shit here.
It's so crazy. So you know how like have the 210 Cheese WhatsApp
Yeah.
page, right? Like people legit send me stuff like that, and it's like hours and hours. And then there's sometimes like I really get invested, and I'm messaging them, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, wait a minute, I don't want you to, like, you never know, like,
start getting
yeah,
caught
like
up.
I get caught up. Like I'm already like, should I drive by the house, or like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you never know. But it's just so crazy. And I think like you said, you have a show tonight. It's gonna be at the Paramount. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
God has blessed you. You know, you stay blessed because
you,
you
mommy.
give the energy out that everybody wants.
Yeah.
And
I like to be honest with people as best as I can. You know, I've always wanted to get that off my chest with you.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry that I'm doing it in this public way, but I'm like, you know what, man? I want to keep it as real as possibly
yeah,
can.
of course. But I want to ask you some. Do you believe in energy suckers?
Fuck yes, dude.
Okay, like how? Like, what do you believe in energy suckers? Like, do you like? Have you ever gone somewhere and then like you go home and you're like passed out and you're like, a la madre me sacaron todo.
Okay. A perfect example of an energy sucker is when you're hanging out with somebody and you are literally not able to get a word in edgewise. And you're sitting there and they're literally craving you to give them your energy. So that, like, for example, it could be as simple as like, I had a bad day, or I had this, or I had that. And you're the one that actually showed up to kind of let some steam off yourself, but you didn't get to because they're just so self-absorbed, talking about themselves.
Mhm.
That's the best energy sucker that I can think of,
Yeah.
because you're like, oh, I was here because I needed you as a
I wanted
friend.
to tell you, and now you told me. All
Yeah.
your thing.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, you
And
just
then you
gave me
leave, you're
more
just
fucking
fucking
problems.
exhausted.
Yeah, I got you. Big Red or Dr Pepper?
Ooh. Do I have to choose?
Yeah, you got to choose. Everybody wants to know.
Wow. Big Red.
Big Red. Okay.
Yeah, what's
Tacos or tamales?
Oh, tamales. I would have said tacos years ago, but tamales, yeah.
Is there a certain tamale place you like the best tamale? I don't know. I feel like
No.
all the tamales here are like little. Like if you don't make them at home and you don't know what you're doing, like I mean I make tamales, so maybe that's
Well, I mean, I think of all the places I've ever gone, Delia's is pretty good, but they just came, you know, so I'm not going to give them the credit. Delicious tamales. There's one on Marbach and Huntling. That one's pretty legit. I
Big-
like
big
it.
lines.
The moscas and everything. It's good.
Hijo.
I'm
adds
lying.
flavors.
No es cierto.
Hijo,
No es cierto.
that's why you don't have no sponsors.
I
No,
know, right? That's why nobody wants to be my friend. No, they always have A ratings on there, which is very hard, by the way, to
Yeah.
get in Texas. You're a good save, good save.
Menudo or caldo?
Ooh, pozole.
Is it? That's kind of like menudo.
It's a
right?
caldo,
No,
because
like,
it's-
like when I think of caldo, I think like de res or de carne, like
verduras and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay, well then menudo.
Menudo.
The hominy, yeah.
you like pork. I don't like pork. Like I don't know.
Oh, I do chicken pozole
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I do.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
because I'm authentic. Actually, I'm not. Authentic pozole is pork.
Well, thank you for coming out. Thank you. Any
There's
last
your
words?
45 minutes.
I know it's
bitch.
45 minutes.
Ya
Yeah,
se acabó.
se me fue la onda. No, but I just want to thank you for coming out, Chona. Thank you for letting San Antonio know. Like, thank you for being part of San Antonio, representing San Antonio.
Thank you,
The
Moni.
best that you've been able to do, and all your shows and stuff. I know my sister-in-law really likes you. She always tells me, she's like, "Do you know her?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm not gonna fucking introduce you. I don't like you. Not just like.
You heard it here first.
No, so thank you for coming out. Give everybody where they can find you, how your handles. I'm sure people
Yes.
have seen you. Hopefully, well, I don't know what we did here, but I know I have a lot more than 18 people that can watch me.
Yes.
But let them know where they can find you.
Guys, you can follow me at all social media platforms at Chona E210. The link in my bio takes you to all of my information for upcoming shows and whatnots. I'm booking private parties, and I'm still booking for the rest of the year. So catch me at a show, you guys. Love you long time.
Oh, one more question.
Yeah.
Can you? This is like I think La Conecta here in San Antonio. Don't forget to come out here, support La Conecta.
La conecta.
Yes, I told
Because
him he needs
las
to,
conectó.
yeah, we
Yes.
connected. I told him he needs to do gracias por venir a La Conecta. Right?
Oh, yeah. Like a little commercial.
Yes.
A little
But
something.
I was gonna ask, what can you use me la pela in a sentence?
Me la pela in a sentence. Well,
What does it mean to you? When somebody says me la pela, like what does that mean?
means I don't give a fuck
Right? Me la
or
pela is like,
jack me off.
yeah, like fuck off. Se te
That's
fue.
the only form I've ever heard in. I mean, I've never heard in like in an educational conversation. Like, yeah, well, if you melapella tomorrow, you can catch me.
Si no vienes mañana, me la pelas.
Melapella. Yeah, it's always it. I've always heard it in a derogatory way.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
can you use it in a sentence?
No, tu abuela me la pela.
Yikes. All right, guys. With that, we'll see you next week. Thank you for
But not
tuning in.
really. All right, bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Not Que Ver here. We'll